everyone. Quick one from me before we get started today. One of the reasons you might be listening to this podcast is because you feel slightly lost or a bit stuck in life. Over the last 18 months, I've been building a self-led ebook course for you based upon overcoming this feeling. It might be that you are frustrated that you're on this hedonic treadmill of life, despite the fact you've been working on yourself for a while, and with experience should come answers. Or simply put, you're just not where you thought you'd be at this point of your life, and this makes you unhappy. Well, this is where it all changes. You take control of what you can whilst enjoying the ups and downs of life, with the peace of mind that you're doing everything you can to work towards what matters to you. I can remember feeling lost and stuck in jobs and with life in general. All the self-development content out there telling you how to become successful when all you really need to do is find out what success means to you. So, start with this ebook course that I've created for you. 30 days of you taking the time to focus on yourself. Not rushing, not living up to anyone else's expectations, just you getting closer to who you want to become and the life you want to live. Check it out in the show notes and enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. I hope you are all well. I hope you have had a restful start to the year, or perhaps an invigorating one. Start of the year is always good for inspiration. It's always good for planning how we're going to improve our lives. So share with me over email what you've been doing, any successes. I love to hear about it. Today's episode is around creating an easier life. Now, to begin with, creating a easier life is not the be-all and end-all. Having tough, difficult, challenging and hard things in your life make it easier. I did an episode on this before. It's quite a commonly known thing if you look it up around making difficult choices leading to easier things. But in the day-to-day, there's choices we make that are unnecessarily difficult that don't lead to an easier life. In this episode today, I'm talking about making an easier life based on you, not on society, not on the separate entity of something being difficult, making your life easy. I'm talking about you justifying to yourself the lifestyle that you want to live being easy from your perspective. Let me elaborate. We are all part of a system. We always will be. You'll never escape that. And for me anyway, sometimes this can be quite difficult to accept. We obviously choose to play the game, but you might not be aware you can decide which game you want to play. There's lots of different versions, lots of different levels that we can look at. Hustle, 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 and then relax. Might be one that you want to play. Reaching what you feel is a definition of success in the world of others, and then finishing up might be another. Or, how about trying to live as simply as possible, removing as much from your life as you possibly can, and just doing that for the rest of your life? These are all different types of games that we can play. However, some seem to be at the forefront of life because of society. At the end of the day, all we need to do with all those examples that I've given is you need to be ready to live with and accept what comes with it. If you want to remove responsibility from your life, you need to be ready for the things that come with that. It might be quite a plain life you live. If you want to work really hard all the time, you need to be prepared for the sacrifice of maybe family, friends, social life that brings. If you want to live one that focuses on your health and your time, you're going to need to be prepared to maybe not have as much money. But the thing that it all comes back down to is you feeling comfortable, feeling decisive around choosing what game you want to play, how you want to live, and being able to justify that in your world. Because if you're not comfortable justifying it, you won't live that life. I want to work less and therefore accept that I make less money. As soon as one person challenges you on that and you crumble, then you'll just revert back to the game that you were maybe playing before, or the game that other people in your world are playing. Values, beliefs, what you truly want out of life come into play here. Your self-acceptance, your self-confidence, your true vision on lifestyle are things that you need to be really clear about in order to be able to justify that. So we need to think about this, especially when it comes back down to making your life easier. Think of all the decisions that you need to make every day. Maybe if it's socially, justifying your life to people, or justifying decisions to your boss. Are you happy with this? How much of your headspace does it take? Would an easier life be going down another route? At the end of the day, there's no right or wrong way to live. There's a life that you might look back on and regret not living if you don't make those decisions now. Like I mentioned earlier, taking things away from your life and removing responsibility is absolutely fine. Adding lots and lots and lots of things and more, and becoming maybe a figure that others look towards for guidance or for status with a career or within family and social circles is absolutely fine, as long as you're happy with what comes with that. You shouldn't fall into a certain type of life. It should just be the one that you want to live, having that complete self-assurance that you're happy living the way that you are. You probably are quite scared to live on your own terms because you don't know how to. You've never sat down by yourself and thought about it. You probably don't know how to be comfortable in your own company with no distractions. We watch TV mindlessly. We look on social media mindlessly as well. I'm actually talking about these days off when there's nothing in the calendar and you are by yourself and you do things that nourish your soul. An intentional walk. Going to a cafe with no distractions and just sitting there daydreaming about life. These are the things for me that make my life easier. It might be quite spiritual or philosophical, but life is full of opportunities to distract ourselves. And if we continually cave to these things, we will continue living the life that we maybe don't want to live, or maybe continuously and mindlessly following this lifestyle for years without realizing it, because we just are refusing to take the action that is required to live an easier life. As I mentioned at the start, it's ironic how this actually makes our life more difficult. We maybe end up regretting living certain years of our life. Overall, I try to have at least one day a week where I try and do this. It invigorates me, it refreshes me, and it allows me to appreciate maybe the progress that I've made towards making my life slightly easier in the long run. And that's us. What makes your life easier? What have you done or want to do that will make your life easier in the long run? Have a think, or if something comes to mind instantly, it's probably that. Share it with me. Pop it in an email to me. I'd love to hear, and I might use it as inspiration for future episodes. So thank you for listening as always. If you ever want to reach out with anything else in the emails, please do so. I love hearing from you all. And until next time, have a good one. Cheers. Hey guys, me again. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and if you're not ready for the Becoming Unstuck in 30 Days self-led course quite yet, why don't you try my free ebook I created? 5 simple steps to improve yourself and your life. I made this during the very first lockdown of the pandemic in the early days of the self-improvement project. It's a quick go-to when you're feeling unsure of what to work on when improving yourself or your lifestyle. And a great starting point if you're trying to figure out how to live a more fulfilling and simple life. The link for this will be in the show notes for you. Have a good one.